Grenke Chess Classic, February 2nd through February 9th, 2015. World-class tournament. World champion Magnus Carlsen is there. Also, Vishy Anand, former world champion, is there. Many other great players. Levin Aronian, great world-class player. Mickey Adams from England. Fabiano Caruana, Italian-American. Naiditsch, top German player. Don't miss any of the action. And here are the standings after 4 rounds in the Grenke Chess Classic 2015. Surprisingly, Naiditsch with 3 points. 2 draws and 2 wins in first place. Carlsen and Caruana tied for second. Mickey Adams right up there in Bacro, tied at 2 points. Vishy, he's having a hard time. 3 draws but no losses. Aronian, the same thing. And Baramidze with 1 point. And there is the standings after 4 rounds in the Grenke Chess Classic 2015. Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Round 4 of the Grenke Classic 2015 between Baramidze as white and Naiditsch, number 1 in Germany, as black. This is a wow game, folks. Pretty wild stuff. You're going to see. It starts out as a symmetrical English, but it kind of goes a little crazy. G6, knight f3, typical stuff. Bishop, castles. D6, knight c3. Now here's where it goes a little weird. F5. Looks like a Dutch to me. A3 gets some play on the queen side. This is strange already. A5 for Naiditsch. Rook B1 for white. Develops the bishop. Still got developed that knight on G8 and castle. B3. I don't think black have nerve enough to castle on the queen side, so E5, here come the pawns. It's the same problem with this backward pawn here in the Dutch, but the difference is look at the D and E pawns for white. No movement at all. Knight to B5, that's a good spot for that knight. It's attacking, of course, the D6 pawn. Black's got to do something about that, and does, with queen to b8. Of course, you can't go queen c7 because of the knight. And finally, white puts the pawn in the center of the board. Move 11. Okay. Computer like d3 instead. C takes. He sacrifices a pawn. E3. Moves the knight over. Instead of bringing the knight on G8, he brings the knight on G6. Don't know what he's thinking. We're going to find out. E takes. E4. Knight G5. Black looks pretty good right here, even though I got to say, your king might be a little exposed. I want to give you a little hint. And the other game from round 4 I'm going to be showing later is Anand is white and Carlsen is black, and Carlsen plays a Dutch. So this must be Dutch Day in Germany. Go figure. Didn't play that many Dutches when they were in Vikingzee, the Netherlands. Oh well. H6 to kick the knight. Knight comes back. Bishop takes. The knight. Pawn takes. Knight D5. Now off screen it's just a quarter point barely advantage for black. But look at those pawns coming down on the queen side. Look how exposed black's king is. Knight F4, good spot for that knight. Knight wants to back off, but he reinforces it with the other knight instead. And then F3, go right after the pawns right away. Right now it's creeped up a little bit, about a 1.25 advantage for black. Black is slowly smothering white. Give you an idea, if he had played knight takes instead, after knight takes, bishop b2, black castles. That might have been a little better for white. But instead he played f3, knight c3, queen c2, bishop takes d4 check. Look at all this stuff hanging. King moves, knight takes, pawn takes. Now, it's a toss-up on the computer between queen takes the knight and pawn takes e4. Why? I don't know. Pawn takes, gets the knight out, e takes, g takes, and this is where, I mean, white's down a whole rook right here. If his attack doesn't work, it's over. What would you do here as white? Computer likes bishop d2, big deal. Bishop b2, another big deal. What to do, what to do? He goes knight to g6. And immediately the points jump up. It's almost a 6-point advantage now for black. Don't know what he's thinking. Knight takes. I don't know if white's completely lost his mind here or what. Queen takes, of course. Trying to get something going, but he's running out of pieces. Knight to e7. Beautiful move. If he had gone knight to e5, the game was basically drawn. But knight to e7 wins. Queen checks. King to d8. And there it is. Oddly enough, the white king is fine. Go figure. b6. Tried to cut off an escape square for black, but it's kind of pointless. Could have tried rook to e1. Really wouldn't have changed much after queen to c7. Bishop takes. You see why rook can't take. Because of check. Bishop e5. And that's it. White is doomed. After b6, queen comes over. Beautiful spot for that queen. Just in time to help. Bishop takes. Knight to e2. And that's pretty much where white says, okay, you know what? I threw everything at you. I've got nothing left. Oh well. Give you an idea. After queen checks, rook takes, king, bishop checks, king c6, bishop takes, rook takes. And black's up 2 pawns for 2 pieces. Anyway, folks, that's one of the games from round 4. Pretty wild one it was. The only two I want to mention is, if this bishop ever moves, knight takes his mate. Can't take because of the rook, and the bishop guards here. I thought that was kind of cute. Anyway, folks, that's one of the games from round 4 in the Grenke Chess Classic 2015. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a pretty wild game. Thank you very much, all my new subscribers, and my views have come up a lot, especially in the last month. 2 months, really, but the last month especially. I've gotten way more views than I normally get. I am very appreciative. Thank you very much, guys, for viewing, and if you could subscribe, I would appreciate it. And as always, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.